Okay, we're getting ready to glue this guy together. Before I pull my tape off, I want to mark, it doesn't matter if it's front or back, but I want to mark, I don't care if it's top or bottom, but I want to mark my rails. I'm going to take, that's how I drilled them. I'm going to take them apart, and when I put it back together, I want those tops to be tops again. If there's any variation in where you drilled your holes, if there's any variation like where you drilled your holes, you want to drill your holes this way and then assemble it this way. Because if your holes aren't exactly in the center, that means your axle is going to end up being on an angle. And if all four of your wheels aren't touching the ground at the same time, when your brakes become engaged, what's going to happen to your car? I'll let you think about that one. That's how I want to glue it together. All right, so I'm just going to set this guy aside. That's where I want it. I'm going to put this guy right on top of this board on this full scale drawing, just like you did. These caps are going in here, and I'm going to be honest with you, if these are off a little bit, out of square, not even really a huge deal. I mean, do your best, but not a huge deal. All right, so that's my spreaders. Hot glue gun. Hot glue gun. This guy's hot. This isn't one of those like kind of warm glue guns. This is a hot glue gun. So don't touch it, don't get it on you. You're not going to be happy with the results. It's either going to melt your skin off or give you a sweet little blister where your skin's going to fall off later. So hot glue gun, be careful with the hot glue gun. We're not going to use a lot of glue, but we're going to get some glue on there. Make sure you have enough, and we're just going to glue these cats on. Move quickly. Hot glue guns are not good for very much, but they are good for this, as long as you move quickly. When you weld steel, you can end up with cold welds. And when you hot glue, you can end up with cold glue joints, which they just come apart very easily. So just be prepared, have everything ready, move quickly. At this point, we're cool, and then the rail goes on. All right, so here we go. Double check one more time. Double check that your marker marks are in the same direction. I'm ready to go. What is most important is that your holes are square, okay? So I always use a tri-square to square this guy up. Not a huge deal if these cats are square, but you can't leave this short of square. So you can see how we're nice and tight here, and you can see that you have an 1/8 inch gap there. When this gets glued, it must be tight. What I like to do at this point is I like to take my pencil and I'll just throw 2 marks on here, one on each side, and then you can see exactly where I'm going to apply the glue. It's too easy. And then just make sure you use your square. I'm going to double check my square. I'm going to hold my square. Whoop, whoop. And then here we go. It's in place. Now I'm just going to hold it for a couple seconds. You can see I'm square here. If you need someone to hold this for you, have someone hold it for you. As soon as you're finished here, you're going to check it for square. I'm telling you now, if it is not square, take it apart. What I like to do, if it's not square, okay, if this is not square, what I like to do is I'll just go whoop, and whichever one comes off, I'll re-glue. That's what I'll do. I'll just peel it apart. So as soon as you're done gluing, just check it for square. It should be perfect. Should be awesome. If one end's good, the other end's good. If one end's off, the other end's off. My axles, when I throw my dowel rods in here, you know, my axles will be perfectly square, and you'll see that later. Okay? While we're here, I went to the power miter box and I cut my mousetrap deck. It's going to be the same length as this guy. Should be, as per your prints, it should be 2 1/4. So I went over. You can use a power miter box. That's cool. 2 1/2, 4. Yeah, 4 1/4. I get my measurements all confused here. Should be 4 1/4. So it should go from rail to rail. And I'm going to glue this guy on here in 1 second. So we'll take a break for now.